So do you have any newcomer here? Okay, you're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Okay. Today we are going to be looking at sensorial work. It's one of the learning areas in Montessori. As I said last week, I said we have 15 different learning areas in Montessori. Am I correct?
Yes. 15. No, you said 15. Yes.
I said we have 15 learning areas in Montessori. Am I correct?
No.
No, please. How many areas do you have? How many learning areas do you have in Montessori?
7.
Somebody say 7. Am I correct?
Yes.
Is she correct?
It's 5.
So you can't tell me without even visiting your notebooks. Okay. I did not say how many subjects do you have in your class. I said
5.
How many learning areas do we have in Montessori?
5.
Okay, we all agreed and believe it's 5, right?
Yes.
So can anybody mention the 5 learning areas in Montessori?
Practical
Okay, and under cultural arts, I remember I mentioned some other topics that are similar subjects that we have under
geography, science, history, zoology.
Now you see that music comes in there. Now under what? Cultural arts. Now the reason why the place that music is going to come in under sensorial, you have not gotten to the place, and then it's Mrs. Elias that will take you that. That's where we are going to be making use of our Montessori bells. The Montessori bells, where she's going to be using them to play tones, the national anthem, songs like blah blah blah, like But she needs to take it from the basics. You understand? Knowing the sound, because all of these things, each colors have different sounds, and each sounds have different letters, and each letter have different sound too. So those sounds that when you are playing your keys, the sound E and all of those things are written on these things too. So once you know what E sounds like, for you to play this Montessori bell will be very, very simple and easy. That's one of the reasons why you are starting from that basic. Yes. Okay, so as we have said earlier, sensorial is one of the learning area in Montessori, and that is where we are going to be starting from. For the batch A 25 cents, we are going to be starting from there as a practical class. Why the other class? It's a continuation of our Montessori class. So last week we talked about different senses that we have in the Montessori learning areas in Montessori anyway. That in traditional and normal ways, we always believe that we have just 5 senses, major senses, organs, which are the mouth, the tongue, the nose, the ear, and the skin. That's for touch, smell, hearing, taste, and feeling. But Montessori make us understand that it's way, way beyond that. And the Montessori, how many do we have? 8. Thank you. So I think I'm communicating with you guys there too. Have we talked about that too? But have we talked about that too? That's what I'm trying to. Because I remember I've done an introductory class to sensorial with you guys. So that's why it's just like a refreshed memory kind of. So that's why I'm refreshing back from there. I should have just delved into what we have to do, but I'm just trying to do a recap kind of. So we have the auditory sense, the Montessori, we have the auditory sense, we have the visual sense, we have the baroque sense, we have the tactile sense, we have the stereognostic senses, we have the olfactory senses, we have the gustatory senses, and we have the stereognostic senses. So those are the 8 senses that we use in the Montessori learning area. So today we are going to be exploring some materials, and I would like us to start from which one do you have at the top first?
Visual.
Do you have visual first? Okay, yes. Visual. And under visual, we have cylinder blocks, twin tower, brown stairs. So I'm going to be starting from twin tower and brown stairs first. Twin tower and brown stairs. So if you have them in your note, what I would like you to do is once you are done with the material, you tick. Once you are done with the material, under that, you tick so that you know what we are having left. But for those that are Mrs. Obina and Co., I would like you to write the list of those materials now before we start. So that as we are working on the materials, so you can always follow up. But I believe you have worked with picture before.
Yes, I have.
Ms. Adekunle, you've worked with them. Ms. Fakunle, how are you? You have worked with it, right? The pink tower. Okay, let's start from the origin. This is what I want us to do now. Please, I want us to, if we are on this side, we should move our seats closer here. If we are on this side, we should move our seats closer here, and we should try as much as possible. Probably if you can turn the table to share like this, so that we can all focus on the mat. Try and place your chair at the position where you can see the mat. This is the that.
Miss Vivian, please move your chair so that she can go in. We need to turn your chair.
Are we all good now? If you don't have the notes, so this is what you should do. Should we, hello please, hello, should we just probably get the notes from this school, or I should just dictate the list of the materials? Okay, what I will do is I will forward the materials to your class, to your group also. Which one again?
Send or forward the material to them.
I'm trying to record the presentation so that those that are online can also benefit. Actually, that's what I did. Please, what did you all notice while I was arranging this? In order, right? That's number one. Number two, don't you notice that I was silent while doing that? I didn't talk, I didn't communicate. Okay? That's where you are starting the class. Alright, good afternoon, everybody. This is called the pink tower. What is this, everybody?
Pink tower.
Can somebody show me the pink tower?
This is called.
Thank you. So what I just did here, can anybody remind me what that means? The 3 period lessons of introducing material to children. So that's the proper way to introduce material to children in the Montessori classroom. So you tell them this is, you ask them what is this, to your affirm, you tell them to show you the material, and they'll tell you this. So in case somebody now tell you, you said this is pink tower, that means the person does not believe it is pink tower. I hope you know. You already said this is pink tower, show me the pink tower. Later the person now you said, what is this? You said it is pink tower. So the person didn't believe it's actually pink tower. So now one of the reasons why it's pink tower, number one, you can see the color. The color is what?
Pink.
And it is arranged in the form of what? Tower. So the name is rhymes, pink, and the what? Tower. Now, when you want to present a pink tower to the child, during the presentation, you don't talk. That was why when I wanted to start, I did not say a word. All I just do is I placed everything, arranged everything. And the reason for this is that while doing this, don't forget that everything you are doing, you are modeling something to the children. And they are going to learn why you are doing this. So when they see that while you are presenting your material, you don't talk also, there's no reason for them to talk while they are presenting theirs. Because while talking, if you are talking while presenting material, it's going to cause a lot of distraction. You understand? That was why I presented the material first before I started the explanation. Normally in a classroom like this, there will be need for you to talk. The reason is because I am doing training. But in a proper classroom, you don't. First thing is you might have sensitized them, tell them about what you want to go and do and all of that when they get there. But when you are doing presentation, you don't talk. Any question related to that? Five or two? Now, as you have seen this material here, when you ask a child, another thing again is that when I was presenting this material, everything from the beginning of this block to the end of this block is something that I can pick with these two fingers like this. But do I do that? What do I do? I carry everything with my 2 hands and I place them gently one after the other till the last one. Reason for this is that when you present like this in the presence of the kids, don't forget that the kids did not have that strong muscle like you do, and they cannot carry this thing just the way you carried it. That is why you should present it the way you want them to present as well. You understand? You should present it the way you want them to present it. That's why you don't forget you are a role model. You understand? So that's one of the reasons why I was carrying it with my two hands, one after the other. And that's why every material you are going to be using in Montessori classroom, you need to handle them with care. It's an indirect learning message to the children that every material needs to be handled with care, so that they won't just because a material not well used in the midst of a student becomes a weapon if care is not taken. Because if you did not tell them the beauty of the materials and how the material needs to be handled with care, somebody can just pick this thing and put it in his nose. Somebody can just use this thing to stone somebody's head, and it becomes a weapon.
Yes.
But when you tell them how precious and how beautiful materials are and how you need to take care of them, they are going to be handling the material with care. Don't forget, children learn from what we do. So that's one. And another thing again is where we are going to be looking at I'd like to do something here. I want everybody to watch closely and put some observation in place. Hello? Watch closely and put some, because I'm going to throw questions across. Hello? Okay, a minute, please. Can anybody tell me what was going on there? Why does it take me this long before I finish it up?
We're misplacing the sizes. And because Montessori materials has control of error, you were able to discover that you made a mistake, and that was why you were trying to
Montessori have what?
Control of error. Montessori materials have control of error.
Can everybody note that? Control of error. Don't forget I said when children are presenting, you don't tell them, you know, like helicopter parents now, the way we used to call them. That you let them finish. If, for example, the child have tried all his or her best, and don't forget it's her best at that moment, and the child could not get it right, you can still present it again, or allow somebody else that can, if it is taking turns, let somebody else present the material in the right way. Then the child is going to realize that no, that thing I did the right time, jaga jaga. So when you give the child the opportunity to present it again, he or she is going to do it right. Because every material has what we call control of error. Because by the time I was placing this thing, I discovered that this thing is now bigger, is now getting bigger than which was supposed to be getting smaller. That was why I have to remove, return. No, I think it's balancing. Yes, you know, till I was able to get everything right. Another thing again is this. Every time you want to present in the Montessori classroom, no matter how padded, how padded your class, the Montessori room is, always try and get a presentation mat. No matter how tush or how posh or how fine, beautiful and clean your sparkling clean your Montessori room looks, always present on a presentation mat. That's number one. Number two, it might not be convenient for you to sit this way.
Yes.
If you do not sit like that, police will not arrest you. If it is like this that is going to pay you, all they need is that they don't want you to become a distraction to the children. Do you understand what I'm saying now? It becomes a distraction. That is why they want it to stay behind us, so that we can always have opportunity of presenting the material right in the presence of the kids. And don't forget, you are also role model. Even for the fact that you cannot sit like this, you can still tell some kids to sit like that. And by the time you do it consistently, those kids are going to know that that is the way they are going to sit. It's because probably auntie is, so that's the auntie is, I don't say that. No. I know how to say, but be cautious of this. Because I used to have a student that has a bow leg. The boy cannot sit like this, and he cannot still sit like this because of his bow leg. Yes, he find it difficult. So we end up allowing him to sit like this because the thing have to like see and see like that, before he presents. But he knows that that is the proper way he should have sat down. But because he has tried and he's always in pain, and you end up saying, okay, how will this be convenient for you? Just sit down and let's put this thing. Yes, sir. This is a moment. Okay. So now there's what we call. I'm not supposed to start with that now. All I have to do for now is I'm supposed to just introduce you to the material, but I'll just give you a tips of it, which is called material extension. It's not called extension. When you are presenting materials like this, it's not all materials that you can use extension for, but some of the materials, most especially those that are in wooden like this, you do different type of extension there. Now what I want you to do is probably go on Google, type Montessori pink tower extension. Montessori pink tower extension. But I'll do one or two here before I pack it up, so that we can do it. This right here is an example of what we call Montessori pink tower extension. Have you seen any?
Yes, sir.
That one is combination of pink tower and brown stairs. You can see the one brown something behind it. That's brown stairs. You are still going to use that. But this one is pink tower. You can see different and countless type of extensions. Extensions. So what I'm trying to tell you is, when you are presenting, the beauty of it is that when you are presenting to the children, you need to do a lot of extensions to to make it look like this thing. And by the time you do a lot of extension, you can start asking the kids to come and present their own. When they are, after they've done the proper first presentation, they can start doing the extension afterwards. I'm not supposed to start with extension yet. I'm just supposed to introduce the material one after the other before I start with the extension. So I'm going to introduce about 2 other materials, then I'll give other people rooms to come and present, then we can call it a day. Okay. All right, let's look at the next one.
So, you have not told us about the learning groups.
Okay, thank you. Now, pink tower is what materials? Sensorial. Under visual. Now, one of the major goals of this is hand-eye coordination. It teaches hand-eye coordination. Hand-eye coordination. Coordination. And that again, it teaches concentration, focus and concentration. Yeah, it works with the it develops, yes, good fine motor skills. It enhances good the child fine motor skill. Rizomina was not here before, I know. I just look at you. No, it's not material for that time. But actually, it's something that the child can feel the material and this. But basically, we looked at the visual aspect of it because it's the visual sense material. So, and yes, orderliness.
Teaches orderliness.
Yes. Teaches resilience too.
Resilience.
And learning to take turns. Almost every materials teach learning to take turns. Because there's no way 2 people can be presenting this particular material at the same time. I hope you know.
Yes.
It's one after the other, one at a time. So teach them on how to take turns. It teaches them what's it called too? Differentiation the sizes. The sizes. Okay, that's another vocabulary. Color, because this is not the perfect material to teach color. We have color box to teach color, so I can't say it teaches color anyway. So that's I say, but for the vocabulary and just say pink towel. Okay, maybe with the use of the material. Okay, so that's it on it. Let's look at the second material. Okay. The material right here is called the broad brown stairs. You can, sometimes you can forget to mention the broad, but it's still brown stairs. The reason why we call it broad is because the way it's being arranged is not in tower form, but in the form of what? Staircase. And it's in what color? Brown. So brown stairs, broad brown stairs. This material have a lot of relationships with the picture, a lot of relationship. That is why if you check online for Montessori pink tower extension or brown stairs, you will always see that they are always together. They are like twins. The difference I can mention about them is, first thing is that this pink tower is in cube form, while this is in what? Cuboid. Is it there? Yeah, it's in cuboid. It's in cuboid form. So that's no, it's in cuboid. It's thick as well. You sound like keyboard. That's what I'm saying. Okay. So, and another relationship they have is that the smallest of this, it's equivalent to the smallest of this, only that they are, smaller than each other. And that is why when they want to present, we present them together. So let me try and blend them together. And as I said earlier, I said this is what? The pink tower.
Broad stairs.
So I believe you all know this is the broad master. So it has the same learning goals with the pink tower. And when you are taking Montessori materials, always try and let them relate it with real life objects. So you can ask them, what does this thing look like in real life? We are asking you now. Like a staircase. Like a staircase, right? What other thing does it look like? Descending staircase.
Ascending and descending order.
Okay, so if it's going up like this is what? It's ascending, right?
Yes.
Then if it's there to come down?
Descending.
Okay. So, now when you now...
teach number before and number after.
No, ma'am.
No, you can't. Yes.
Don't forget that every materials, every learning goals that you want, every learning areas you want to talk about have its own materials. And you don't use one material to go and fit in for another material. Because when it's time for you to use the other material, they won't even know the learning goal like. So this is the broad brown stairs. And as I said earlier, I said I was not supposed to take the extension yet, but I will do that because by the time I invite everybody over, I want you to do an extension one after the other. Don't arrange it differently, just do an extension with it. Present in an isolation. So Let's start with this first. Somebody will want to ask me a question, but I'm expecting the question. Please, if you have questions, don't be shy. You can ask.
So extension means when you are using two different materials together.
Can anybody answer that?
This is like blending the materials. Extension is using as when he was working with the printer, you rearrange it aside going up. So what other way can you rearrange it to form other things? That's what I see extension is. So it's like blended materials now. This is blended. Brown stairs.
Now, extension is when you use these particular materials in another way that is different from the original way. Now, when I wanted to introduce it, I introduced a pink tower and I arranged it tower way. But when I talk about extension, meaning I can use it to design different things. I can use it to write I can use it to write curve. I can use it to form different ways. Even while arranging it in this thing, I can still use it to form another extension while arranging it up. Everything can face a side. Why so? That's what extension is all about. So it's not until you use two or more, combine two or more materials before you have an extension. So the reason why we always have this extension because they have a lot of relationship. You can see them. The same in height, the size and all of that. The only thing different is what? The breadth. One is cube and the other one is what? Cuboid. But in the other side of it, they are the same. Except from this side. So that's what we have. And the other extension that you can do with them, you can use it to create. If you go online, you are going to see countless. Which is the reason why I said you should go online the other time. Because by the time you want to come, you look at the one you want to come and present for me here before you step in. So this is pink tower and broad stairs extension. Pink tower and broad stairs extension. The reason why it becomes an extension is because this thing is not standing up again. It's not lying flat behind it. It already becomes an extension. Except if Mrs. Sobina did not sleep. So, alright, so do we have anybody that can come in for this?
This is for an extension of one of them. Like work with printer or work with
You can just have a pink tower extension only. You can have a brown stairs extension only. Yes, brown stairs extension on its own. You can have a pink tower and brown stairs extension. We have about 10-50 of it online. Combining the two. Because I'm looking at the time, I want us to leave here by 1:45.
So let's see brown stairs extension.
I've already asked you to go online. There's countless of extensions. If I show you one, anyone I show you, you won't be able to use it again. And there's countless of it. That's why I say you should go online. So Mr. Sobina wanted to use the extension as...
Yeah, I'll take it off.
Yeah, and I just clap for her. You clap for her. But can still clap for her.
It's nice.
Okay. I hope with this few points of Mrs. Obina, she will not be able, she will be able to confuse and not to confuse you that she must be doing. Thank you, ma.
You didn't pass.
Oh, sorry.
Hold on. Hold on. Okay. It's every mistake is an opportunity for learning. Okay. The other time I decided to I left the materials there, right? I was supposed to pack up. So leaving the materials there, it's wrong from my hand. I admitted that. But using a material without packing up before the next person uses, it's very wrong in the Mosaic classroom. You use, you pack up. If you are going to be 20 that will use it, still pack up first. Let the next person come and use the materials. So do you understand now? So that the next person comes, when next people don't make that mistake. So
Present.
after Miss Miss Bukola, I would like to call somebody from this, like two other persons from this side. Then everybody's going to present anyway. You are afraid that somebody should not go and present what you have already memorized. Don't worry, let's go.
Are you not teaching us another material? No.
I intend to, but I'm looking at the time.
I teach us another one.
Okay.
Time, all of you. And you can come at any time and do it.
Yes, that's all right. Okay, after about one more person from this side, I will use another material.
Let's do another one. Then you can come on your own and use the material.
Let's applaud us. So that
Circular arrangement.
yeah.
Circular arrangement. The painter. Thank you.
Okay. That's nice.
Please try and take pictures while you are presenting. It's very important.
Oh, my phone has gone off. Wait, like my nose. You know the way.
Okay.
to be on the mass. You still have to know. Okay. The joy is with something. Okay, take care.
Closer to
Down.
Yes.
Yes.
When you make the space too much, move it to the
Left hand side.
Yeah.
Everything will be to the left hand.
Just the space in between that space. Small. It's too long. Miss Lama.
Wow.
Good job.
Wait, let's just snap it. Put her hand like that. Put her hand like as if doing it, see that she will snap it.
They call it disciplinary. It's not part of our work. We couldn't now. Let us appreciate that.
Yes.
That's very good. That's very good. Thank you. So I think for now let's just
Yes.
let me present two other materials and let's call it. I know the people are already. This thing is not entering again. Should we just call it a day instead?
Yes.
The many ones to them like
Just one is fine, not two.
Just one.
Just one. Okay, presentation.
Okay, the sitting position is the one.
It's work today.
Okay.
Can I ask a question? This brown, not brown stairs. I think they are already this one. That's staircase way.
While you are presenting, don't forget you said broad brown stairs. So you arrange the stair format. While extending, that's extension. And do this way. This one is pink tower. You can see that when I want to arrange it. You know. So
Can you tell us the learning goals?
I've never started using it at all.
Okay, sir, if you want to present, is it after that you tell the children the learning goals?
Okay, actually, you are not supposed to tell the children after, and you are not supposed to be telling the children the learning goals. Don't forget that because this is a training center. That's why you are asking for the learning goal. The children don't need the learning goal. The learning goal is what you want to achieve at the end of it. That is your own. That's your behavioral objective, like your own objective. You understand? So, any other question?
This presentation maths.
Yes.
If you don't, must you have put this one because this one is already a maths. So must this one be added to the already?
I have been waiting for somebody to ask me that question.
See
The
that
time was
side.
asking.
What question is that?
The question she asked now. She said this is already a math. She said this one is already a math. There is it compulsory that she need to use this one again since there is already this one. So my answer is that I started with, I said no matter how beautiful or how padded your classroom is, your nursery room is, always use a presentation mat. Even but before I presented this thing, you notice that this thing was here. People were stepping on it and not rather. But when I wanted to present, what do I put on the floor?
Presentation mat.
That means this thing is not a presentation mat. Because a presentation mat must not have such color. That's number one.
Yes.
Either it's plain white, something like ash color like this. You can even use a beach towel, like towel for the presentation. You can have a very cool color that will not cause any distraction at all. Don't use yellow, don't use red, don't even use green because they can actually cause distraction. And even though you are going to use any mat, make sure there is no any diagrams or objects or whatsoever on the mat. You understand? The reason is because we want to remove every distraction as much as possible while presenting. That's why. So this, if you go online and you want to get a presentation mat, this is the type of thing you'll be seeing. This is the bigger one. They come in shapes inside. That's the underside of it.
That's another question I want to ask. And is it limited to this size?
No, that's
because I noticed while I was working, I needed space. So
that is why I used one bed to keep pencil. I've used pencil to keep two together. I just keep two and I keep bed together. So, have I asked that question? So it comes in different sizes. Depending on what you want to do. If for example, when I wanted to present this thing standing, I don't know what that is. But if I needed to do a lot of extension, then I will need to invite this one. I spread it over and start making it. So, So this is a knob cylinder. Knob cylinder. K-N-O-B-B-N-E. Knob, sorry. K-N-O-B-E-E-D. Knob cylinder. K-N-O-B-B-E-D. Double B-E-D. Cylinder. Because already knobbed. The reason it's called knobbed is because of the knob on it. There's another one called because it did not have. Do you get it now? So we have knob 1, we have knob 2, we have knob 3, and we have knob 4. They are different, and what makes them different, I'm going to be putting them up. You are going to be seeing the difference. So I want you to pay good attention to it. Look at this. Let me put this one here. See, let me put this one here. Let me pick 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 this one. Let me pick this one. So this is knob 1. No, that's right. Yeah, this is knob 1. This is knob 2. This is knob 3, and this is knob 4. No, this is knob 4.
Yes,
Huh? Is it there?
Yes,
Right. Okay. So now what I want you to notice about all of this thing I've noticed that they have see the three dimensions. Relationship, similarities, and differences. Now, this is knob 2 and knob 3. What do you think is, what relationship do you think they have? Am I looking at it? The first knob here have the same height and the same size, the same circumference and the same height with this first knob here. Why the other one have the same circumference but different height? Do you understand now?
That is not 2 and 3.
Yes, 2 and 3. Now let me now bring them out like this. One comes in this format. Why the other is like this? So what is the characteristics of this one?
They are the
They
same
are the
height.
same
The
circumference.
same circumference.
The same height, but different what?
Circumference.
Thank you very much. Different circumference, but the same height. That's this knob 2.
Not
Different circumference, but the same height. What about this one?
different height. Different circumference.
Different height, different circumference. Then what is the relationship between this one and this one? Same circumference, but different height, except the first knob of each, because the first knob both have the same height. Now look at this. This is knob 1. What is the relationship between knob 1 and knob 3? 3. This is 1. This is 3. I lift you out of it now. Knob 1, knob 3. What's the relationship between them?
The same circumference.
The same circumference, different heights. Then one is in what?
Descending and ascending.
Yes.
Do you understand now? You don't understand? Please, the reason why I want us to pay more attention to this thing is that if by the time we are having our exam, we are going to be having questions about. That's why I want to lay more emphasis on that. The differences, similarities, and relationships between knob 1. I can mention knob 1 and 2. I can mention knob 3 and so. So that's why I want us to pay more attention to it now. Look at it very well. This is knob 1. What is the relationship between knob 1 and knob 2? And knob 3 rather?
The same circumference.
The same circumference. The same circumference. From beginning to end, the same circumference. But different what? Different things do they have again? One is in ascent order. Then let's now look at it between 1 and 2 now. 1 and 2, what do they have in common?
The same circumference.
So what can you tell about them?
Same circumference, different size.
The same circumference, different height. Now let's now look at this. Knob 4.
Yes.
Now, what is the relationship between this knob 4 and knob? What is the similarity between knob 4 and knob 1?
Arranging from descending order to the ascending order.
From the ascending to the descending.
Yes.
No.
Descending. Ascending.
This is knob 4. This is knob 1. What is the relationship? They both are arranged in ascending order, right?
Yes.
In height.
Yes.
So that means they both have the same height. But what about circumference?
No.
Different circumference. Because this one have same circumference all through from beginning to the end. They have just one circumference. And the relationship between this one, knob 4, and every similarity rather between knob 4 and every other circumference is that they are no, they are this, is it? This 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Number 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is it 6? No, it should be 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think it's not literal. So it's okay, it's still the same, this one I have it. So it's the number 5 of 4 and 1 have the same height and the same circumference. So when you now look at this material, if I ask you what is the relationship between 1, 2, and 3, and 4, what are the relationship between everything? 2, 3, and 4.
The relationship, they all show.
Okay, 1, 2, and 4. 3 is that of it. 1, 2, 4. Yeah, 1, 2, and 4. This one is not ascending. This is number 2.
They are right from. What's the question, sir?
The relationship between the relationship between 1, 2, and 4.
They all have the
They
same
have
circumference.
circumference.
No.
If it is one, two, three only, they have the same circumference.
Yes.
But I said 1, 2, and 4. I've removed 3 now. Height. Thank you very much. Height. Because the last height for each of them. See this one?
The same thing as that. The same thing as that. That's
That is just the only thing, the only relationship they have.
yes.
But if it is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, they have the relationship between the same circumference. All of them are the same circumference. But this does not have relationship. Only the last knob have the same height with each other. We can always go back and rewatch. This video is very important. We do that. People used to ask for AOC. I'll give you another AOC here. But in case you now have a student that sleeps in the class like Musobina do, so this is what you need to do for such child. You do like this. And you do like this. Or the child is not rested, he's very hyper, very active like me. You do something like this. I tell the young man or young woman to plug everything back. In the meantime, you can have time to mark your exam, maybe whatever you want to mark. So, who is Mr. Ben has already come here before. Don't come, do it. Let me come somebody else. Let somebody else come, please. From now, please. Okay, I forgot to mention the learning goals as well. The learning goals is that one of the major learning goals is to work with pincer groups. It helps with the pincer groups because of the knob. Because of the knob. That's it. Yeah, you use your finger to make it. Hand-eye coordination, concentration, focus, resilience, taking turns, and all of those things that I mentioned earlier for the first goal that the other one does not have is the pincer group. Pincer. Pincer. Pincer group. Group. Yeah. Pincer group. So it teaches yes, those ones ascending, descending order, as I mentioned earlier. Difference in circumference. Yes, vocabulary. Circumference. They should understand difference in circumference. Because while presenting, there's what we call the nomenclature card. I'm still going to use that maybe later, not today. Because I didn't get that I was going to use it. So what do I just mention? And the circumference. So let somebody come and arrange this, and I will decide to say bye bye to everybody. Who says that again? You want to see me? It's Mr. Amino. Yeah, Mr. Amino, you are come.
I want to go. I'm going.
be stressful. This sitting position, not to let me know. The thing is possible. Wait.
Sure. Thank God. It's not funny. It's not. So well done, man. Good for children like that. Stop. Yes. Yes. We are good to go now. Yes, yes. And they come from you, come. Which my house? You know how many bucks I went about with you? You come and they come from you. Most of my yes. These are extra ones. So how many of these people, if it's complete, that means I have to go and check. Somebody said it's so extra.
I'm still like. So she's done with presentation. Please let's call it a day. Thank you very much for having me today. Thank you. So we end up using 1 hour 20 minutes.